Hi friends, I'm coming to you with this message because several people have written to me and asked me like, oh my goodness, I'm homeschooling now. What do I do? And so while I don't have all the answers, obviously I do have, from my experience, both as a classroom teacher and as a now homeschooling mom, some things that I would like to share with you guys to just help you navigate these very crazy times that we're living in. The first thing I want to say to you is that it is okay that you're feeling overwhelmed. If that's how you're feeling, it makes sense. My family, we are a homeschooling family, but even our world has been upended in that my husband's working from home, so our daily schedule is different. Our play dates are canceled, our groups that we're a part of are canceled. The rhythm and the routine we have of going to the library on a certain day and grocery shopping together it's all changed overnight, it seems like. And so I just want to say it is normal to feel overwhelmed, and I'm sure even more so if your children were at school and now suddenly they're at home for at least 3 or 4 weeks, possibly more time, as we'll find out as things unfold. So a couple things that I just want to share. I'm not going to be able to answer all of the questions, but just some things that I think for me that I have found out in the last while of getting ready to homeschool my kids or homeschooling my kids, that I kind of found out through trial or error. I found out slowly over time that I wish if I was being dropped into it, I wish I would have that information right away. So that's what I'm trying to do today, is just to give you some quick things that I have found out that might be able to help you. The first thing I want to share is something that I actually learned in an education class, and it was that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It is okay to, and actually it is recommended to, beg, borrow, and steal ideas from other people. So there are a ton of resources and lists of resources floating around on social media, and you can Google them right now, and I encourage you to use those resources. You don't need to go start from scratch. You're not Ma Ingalls out there in the middle of the Kansas prairie. You have resources. You have tons of free subscriptions being offered to you right now. There are ways you can watch the opera for free and listen to a symphony for free. And I'm just like, man, this is really great. Even though we educate at home, I am excited about some of these things that are coming our way. So use your resources. Don't feel the need to invent things on your own. Unless you want to, then feel the freedom to do that. But there are so many things out there that we can find. The second thing that I have really come to learn is such a beautiful thing in homeschooling is getting away from a schedule and moving more into a rhythm. What that looks like in my family is, instead of saying we eat breakfast at this time and then we do this at this time and then we do that at that time, we say our rhythm looks like, after my husband goes off to work in the morning, which is different now because he's at home, but in the morning we wake up and then we eat breakfast and then we read what we call cozy books on the couch in our jammies. Then we get dressed and make beds and get ready for the day, and then we play. And then we can do that. Sometimes breakfast takes longer. Sometimes there's a spill. Sometimes there's something, that comes up. Maybe our books take a long time or we want to read more books. But there's a rhythm and then there's a flow. And then the play really can then grow or shrink depending on how much time we have extra. So I might say something like, we're aiming to start our learning activities at 9 a.m. So that gives us plenty of time for our rhythm. Maybe 9 a.m. is too late depending on when your family gets up. But it gives us time to play. And so if we're done with all of our cozy activities by 8:15, we have 45 minutes to play, and I can do some prep work or dishes. Or maybe if we don't get done until 8:40, we still have 20 minutes to play, but it's this part of this rhythm, and it kind of takes the pressure off of sticking to a schedule. In speaking about rhythms, as a classroom educator, I can tell you this: the amount of time you will need to instruct your children or your child at home is going to drastically shrink compared to the amount of time they have in the school day. The school day takes a long time because there's a lot of a lot of things that get put into there that aren't going to be happening when it's just you and your family. There are passing periods, there is preparing, there's going out to recess, there's instructing a multitude of children instead of 2 or 3 children. And so just know that you are not going to need to plan 6 hours of academic work. If it seems like, oh, we only have enough work for 2 hours, that's probably right if you have like older elementary kids. With my family, since we are in the younger end, it takes us about 30 minutes a day to do the things that we want to do because we're just working on our numbers and our letters. So our rhythm is going to look something like we'll wake up at a certain time every day. We'll have our cozy morning time that we have. We have worship at the breakfast table, move to our cozy books, get dressed, make our beds, play while I get some time to take care of some things. Then we will do our learning time together. And then we will have some time where we can do more play, hopefully outside. Right now it's raining, so right now it's a little bit more inside. So that just means that there's going to be more time to build with Legos and things like that. Something that is important in our family is after lunch each day, we read together a little bit more, and then we have the blessed time of quiet time. If you are not familiar with quiet time, let me tell you your new best friend. Quiet time is when non-napping children are quiet for an hour or so. It takes a little while to get used to quiet time, but some things that I have found to make it successful in our family are each child is in a separate space. So that means right now it is quiet time in our house and my son is in my room and our daughter is in their room. They are in separate spaces. The other thing that has made quiet time very successful for our family is that we have special things that we pull out only at quiet time. Could be sticker books or watercolor books, the kind with the pins that don't actually make a mess. They have their leap pad books and they get to choose those and they each get to pick out different leap pad activities that they're going to do with that. Audiobooks, anything that your kid can do independently and is going to be excited to look forward to. That is a good thing to set aside for quiet time. And here's the beautiful thing of quiet time. Once it is established, once you are doing it and it works well, it means you get an hour of a break. This is the best time to catch up on whatever you need to catch up on. Drink some coffee in peace, sneak some chocolate, read a book, study your Bible, make a video to share with other families. This is the time when you get to just do what you need to do, barring any emergency that happens. It does take some training and some practice to get there. I wouldn't recommend jumping into an hour of quiet time off the bat if your children are not used to it. We started with 20 minutes and then we went to 30 minutes. And I think by the time we got to like 35 minutes, they were able to do the full hour. And after quiet time, usually I kick them out into the backyard to play together for a little bit while I'm finishing up chores around the house. But since it's raining, that means that that's probably not gonna happen again. We're gonna just probably suit up and go play out in the rain together. And then after that time, we're gonna have some family together time. We're going to be playing games together. Today we're gonna do what we do for our history story time. We didn't do a family church yesterday, and today we want to make sure that we have that time this weekend. So we're gonna Sunday night, not our normal church time, but we're gonna have some family church time together. But it would be a great time to pull out some board games, work on a project that you haven't been able to work on for a while. It's a great time to really just be together as a family. I'm sure we are all feeling a little overwhelmed right now, no matter what our personal circumstances are. And I just hope that you're able to find peace during this time, and that in this crazy time of us suddenly being thrown to things that we've never maybe expected or experienced before, I really hope that through this we can walk away with like a sense of joy and deeper connection to our family. So I hope you find what you can do to keep that the theme that's running in your home. And I just want to let you know that I'm rooting for you. So many other families around the world are cheering you on. Like, we're all in this together. I truly believe that. And I hope that you are feeling connected even though we're socially distant at this time. If you have any questions for me, I would love to help answer them in a time frame that's reasonable for my family. So please let me know what your questions are, and I would love to help you with that. I wish you all the best as you take on this endeavor, and I'm praying for peace and joy for your family and in your home. Thank you. Bye.